Hello, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I am Laz. I'm Laz. You should be used to that by now. Today we're on Combat Patrol issue 34. But if you remember rightly from last time, 33 only gave us 2 out of the 3 sprues we needed to actually put the models together. So I do have 34 with the sprue that we get today. That's good. But before I start on 34, which has got lots of nice things in it, including how to paint your Legionaries as Black Legion, the Black Crusades, and weapon abilities. I think he's also got a little fight thing at the end as well. But before we do issue 34, we have to go back to issue 33, which isn't good. Well, it is and it isn't. But we've got to go back to issue 33. Because in issue 33, we got given this sprue, and today we were given this sprue. Now, luckily for me, I went rooting through my bits boxes. And as I said, I don't want to build Black Legion. I want to build everything into World Eaters. So I needed lots and lots of other stuff. So I have one of my bit sprues. It's got some helmets on it, some heads, a pistol, a weird grabby hand claw thing, pistols and bolt guns, and a few extra fronts, and some extra helmets, or an extra helmet at least. And then we've got, again, more shoulder pads, arms to be putting chainswords on, as well as more chainswords, because we will be needing lots of the bloody things. Lots and lots and lots of them. So all 10 should be equipped with chainswords and bolt pistols. And the astute among you will see that I've already got one World Eater. Somebody which can be classified as a Legionaries, so once I've repainted him from blue to red. The Dark Apostle that I'm going to be making into a Lord Executioner, as well as a couple of extra Chaos Space Marines that I think I could convert up into being World Eaters. Excellent. So let's go through these lists and see how much of it we need to actually butcher and make work in different ways for us. So where's the big axe? There it is. So they want you to put that big axe on this one. I'm not going to. I also want you to put a plasma pistol in his hand. I'm not doing that either. Although I think you can actually have more than one plasma pistol in the unit. But before we start that, we need to start putting his body together, which is 105 and 104. So I'm hoping it's on this one somewhere. There's 105, which is this torso down here. 104 should just be a leg. Is it on this one? No, I don't see a leg on that one. And I don't see a leg on the other one, so it's got to be on here somewhere. So that's 2. Ah, 104 there. So 105 and 104. Those are the first 2 bits we're going to need. Hello to anyone who's just popped in. In fact, I should probably put myself up, shouldn't I, so I can see the actual, if anyone's actually watching. It does help. Let's have a look, shall we? I think I'm muted. Yes, I'm muted. That's good. So I'm not on in the background. So 105, 104. Found my half decent snips again. While I was looking for my Chaos Marines. Or my Chaos bits, should I say. I knew where my Chaos Marines were. Just didn't know where the bit sprue bits were. So 105. I'm saying it's not got a clean thing, so let's get the little emery board. which is just behind my camera. Clean up those edges so we get a nice clean fit. Doesn't take much. Does not take much. It's pain this bit, I know. And so it's 105, so 104, which is the other part of the leg. Well, the other leg, should I say. Snip off at his back, snip off at the base of his foot, and then snip just to the front of his leg. Again, emery board. I want to apologise for not being here on Monday night. I'd managed to injure myself. Still not great. I'm still feeling a bit sore down here, especially tended to the touch, but I should be all right for now. I hope. I hope I haven't done anything. There's not much I can do about it now. I've left it for 2 days, so whatever it is just started to heal, whether it was supposed to in that position or not. Oh yes, I am doing the odd thing for me. I'm removing a few mold lines, but those were just horrible ones. Those were just really horrible mold lines. Right down the front of his knee, of all chuffing places. So there we go. We have 2 pieces. Now this is going to dry fit onto there, like so. Oh, I've missed the sprue burr there. Don't want too many little bits. Pop a wee bit of glue on. And then pop his leg onto there. There we go, we have legs. Now for his front, it's saying 116. Was that going to be on this section? It says 116. It looks like it's got, no, there it is. That one just there. So we do have 116 as well. I've got a feeling this might take us a wee while. Just a little bit of time to clip all the bits out. So it's going to get fun when I come around to actually putting weapons on these things. Pardon me. I'm apologising. Sorry. As I said, Monday I wasn't too great because I'd injured my side. Yesterday I wasn't too great for other reasons. And those other reasons are still persisting very slightly. I will get 1 week out of this year where I'm actually well. I'm out. Just 1 full week would do me fine. I'd be quite happy with 1 full week of not being ill or incapacitated in some way. It might happen. You never know. I mean, I'm not holding my breath. There we go. We have the front of 1 Marine. As I said, it's going to want you to put the big axe on him, which is there, and it's going to want you to put your plasma pistol on it. Pardon me. Well, how do I want to do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my spare sprues from the kill team box that I got a few years ago, and I'm going to look for a bolt pistol and chainsaw. So then we have a bolt pistol there, and we have a chainsaw there. We will get these world eaters done. Now it will tell you to put a few of these on them itself. As I said, I am looking to have all of them set up this way. So we have arm one, and so if that's a right arm, I need a left arm with a chainsaw, which is, well, it could be either one of them, couldn't it? Be any of those 3, 4. I'll take this one from down here in the corner, just because it's further away from the others, so it's less easy to see. There we go. So I hope everybody's having a good day today so far. It's actually nice weather around here for a change. Remove your mold lines where you deem necessary. In my case, I'm just going down the back of the blade itself. Just remove it off that nice flat area there. Pardon me. A little bit of glue. Try and get his arm to stay on in the right place. This isn't necessarily the correct arm that they want you to use on this torso, but it will go on. Don't you worry. I've just got to keep my hands steady. I'm not best at that at all, but I've got to keep my hands steady. Why have I got a feeling I just got an email to tell me that I'm live? Not like I don't already know. I'm sat in front of the camera after all. I've clicked start. Yep. Just checking. You got to check these things. And then his bolt pistol arm. In this case, I'm going for a very classic Space Marine pose. Head. I need a head. He can have this head. 2 nice little bull horns coming down and around. I like the look of that. Yeah, he's going to have that one. It's just this snip here that's really awkward. It's right on the horn. Okay, so a little bit of that in there. That being glue. That's his head on. Now, when I got this issue 44, there was only 9 bases in it. Those of you who can do maths will realise that was 1 base short of a full unit. And that's not a silly little euphemism or any kind of pun. That is literally it is 1 base short of a full unit. Lucky for me, I do have some spare bases, so I've got enough to do these. Okay, that's his weapon arms. So I just need shoulder pads and then a backpack. So ideally, I want to use up what's available on my extra sprues before I start using what's on the new sprues. So let's say right arm is, so here it's 114 for 1 shoulder pad and 2B. So one of these. They're interchangeable then ones. 114 though is not listed on these. It's not under 2A or 2B. It's listed as its own 114. But as long as the detailed one with magical detail goes on the right shoulder, and the plain one goes on the left, it should be all right. So in this case, we're going to have one with a spike on it. Why not? I like spikes. Oh, I don't. They're a pain in the ass to paint, but they look good. Where did I put my glue? There it is. So a spiky one goes on the right shoulder. In this case, his head seems to be getting in the way. I should say the horn on his head seems to be getting in the way. And just a plain old shoulder pad. Just a plain old shoulder pad. That one there looks like it's a nice plain one. See? That one there looks nice. We'll have that one. I'm sorry, pardon me. We have a shoulder pad for this arm. That's 2 shoulder pads, and now it just needs a backpack. Now it's telling us to go for 140 or 143. Where's 140 or 143? No, there's 143. And there's 140. We'll take 143. What does 143 get? Oh, you get to choose anyway, so that's all right. I'm going to guess this is the leader model for the unit. In case you're going back and playing older editions, some of them have sergeant models. Which also means I need 89 or 118 to go in the back. 118, that looks cool as shit, that one. We'll go with 118. And this will just be the cover for the top of the backpack. So in this case, if you look on the backpack here, there's a gap. Good morning, Beaky. How you doing, Buzz? I hope today is a nice day for you. Nice, warm, sunny. There we go. So we have a nice screaming backpack now. I feel like my light's just not in the right place, is it? It's a nice screaming backpack with the skull on it. A little bit of glue there. Pick him up. Hopefully that's all set now. And then his backpack goes on. So there you have our first our first of the new world eaters. Good morning, Al. I'm doing all right. I've been going through. I've already got 1, 2, 3. I've got what I think I can make 4 world eaters out of, and I've started on today, so I should have 14 world eaters. Corn berserkers, sorry. Hopefully by the end of today. 14 corn berserkers and something to act as a Lord Executioner, which we didn't get. I'm pretty good about that. I wanted a Lord Executioner, but oh well, never mind. So once you've done if you followed the instructions, you'll have an aspiring champion that looks like this, which would essentially have been like this guy, but where I've chopped the arm off to put onto. Yeah, you can see I've chopped his arm off to put it onto him. He should have had that axe and essentially be the aspiring champion that you've made today. And it's going to be weird. I'm going to be able to pull slight references out for some of these. He's going to be odd. He's going to be odd. Okay, the next one is just a standard chainsaw and bolt pistol guy. So we're starting at 4A, which is 80 and 79 and 80. Okay. Good morning, Ali. I don't get the premium, Al. I don't. So no Demon Prince for me, no Dreadnought, no Hive Tyrant. None of the nice. I mean, I would like the Hive Tyrant because I don't have one for the Tyranids, but I don't have them. I didn't go for premium this time. I did on the first one. Conquest, I think that one was called, one where it was pretty much just Death Guard and Marines with terrain. I got the premium edition for that one, so I ended up with the extra 5 intercessors with the base back, so I could do it fully, with the grenade launcher and everything. So I did have that one, but I didn't on this one. It just didn't seem, because I don't have all the armies, and anything that I do get from these is essentially starting an army that I don't, or unless I already had them. In the case of Tyranids, Orcs, and Space Marines, and now Guard as well. So everything else is just being made up into Lizzle sections. But when I found out I could make pretty much a full Chaos Force and use Lavarus as Angron, then I can make a 2,000 point World Eater army, including the Lord Invocatus, the Lord Executioner. I think it ends up being about 30 World Eaters. And then, however, I think it's another 30 Jackals as well. So it's quite a fair, and 10 Terminators, a Hellbrute, and a Maulfiend. I figured that'll be enough. So that's 79 and 80, and I need to find 81. Here we are, the one with a bit of a loincloth and a grenade attached to him. 81, this one here. So I'm going to have a fun day today of priming these and getting them into the same condition as the other fella. I will try and set my camera up so I can record it, but I'm not promising. Right. Yeah, it is. I wish we had a bit of wind around here at the moment because it's just still at the moment right now. Which I'd rather it be warm, but pardon me, just some air movement. Pardon me, and preferably not from me. So if the wind's going to happen, I want it to be out there. So that's 81. So now we need 82 and 83. Of course, we need 82 and 83. Why wouldn't it just give us normal arms? So let's have a look. We want 82, which is there. Where the sodden door is 83 then? There's 85 down there at the bottom. Oh, 80. Wait a minute, where did I find 82 again? 82's there. 83's a pistol. '83 is a pistol. There it is, right in the bottom corner. Got one in one corner and one in the other. How wonderful. Well, yes, but I'd rather it wait until I'm not on camera anymore to do it. I know you don't really get much of a choice, but preferences are, yeah, I'd rather not be doing it on camera. So now we need to glue his hand in to there. And there we have a pistol. And then we've got 85 and 84. So there's 85, which was not necessarily 83. Let's get this off first so we're not re-looking for it again. And 84. And 33, 24, no. No. That's 5, 14, 58, 84. There we go. Right next to 82. Don't hit the camera. You blithering idiot. There we go. So we now have a chainsaw arm and a belt pistol arm. Let's get that to fit in nicely. There is little grooves that'll help you get it in. No, not windbag. Scruffy pig, yes. Windbag, no. It wants me to have this one waving it around in the air, doesn't it? Waving his saw around in the air. Like that. And his bolt pistol's down by his side. Shots fired. Look, it could be worse. At least it's only coming out that way at the moment. Could be a lot worse. Going off how I've been over yesterday. And if I ever actually get to do one of these streams where I am actually at 100-ish%, be scared. Because I will be. So I want a random selection of 2A and 2B. 2A and 2B. I want to get the most corn looking type ones that I can. So skulls. Yeah, but I don't let it free at the minute, Ellie. That's the problem. I'm in the very odd situation of what the fuck do I do? So yeah, I'm in a rather odd situation at the minute. So let's just say that. And we want embossed shoulder pad on that one, and flattish shoulder pad on this one. If I can actually get to grips with it properly. So get it on there. Get on. Don't be an ass. I know you can't help it sometimes, but don't be an ass. See, that was just being an ass now. There we go. It's telling us we've got to do the other weird backpacky thing. Which is 113, wherever 113 is. And I would guess it's on here somewhere. This is where most of the backpacks are. 139, 136, 118, 131, 132, 133. No, it is 113, definitely. Any more backpacks? Any more for any more? There's no backpacks on that one. There doesn't appear to be any backpacks on that one either. None on that one, which is a spare one anyway. 113 should be on here. There's 118, 133, 107, 121, 141. No spare backpacks on there. No spare backpacks on there either. Or on there. So where on earth is 113 then? Because you'd imagine it'll be that one, which is 140. So that doesn't work. 138, 137, 136, 131, 132, 140. 138. So 139 has got to be somewhere. Where the I can't find 113. I cannot find 113 for love and bloody money. Oh my god, where is it? Deary, deary me. Spare sprue. Spare sprue. Spare sprue. So that should be a copy of that. So see 134 and 135. That's 135, that's 134. So they're easy enough to find. Just 113. I can't find the bloody thing. I'm going to leave his backpack for now, for the sole purpose as I can't. Well, I can't even find 112 or 114, to be quite honest. 118's gone. There's 107, 108. But I know some parts are going to be on separate bits. See, there's 110, 90, 101, 109, 106, 116, 100, 120, 122. But no 113 backpack. Right. Pop you over there. You need a backpack and a head, which is going to have to come last when I figured out. A custom built 4-foot spec. Why not just get the extra 3 or 4 foot pot onto it and just get it life size? Really don't get it. If you're going to go that far, you might as well go life size. Okay, so number 5. How have we gone? I've got 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I really don't know. Pardon me. Pardon me again. Right. So let's move on to number 5, which is 62 and 63. Right, this is going to be any easier to bloody find by the looks of it. There's 63. 62 should be some legs. So they're probably going to be on this sprue. 62 and 63 is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that guy till the end. And then, yeah, I should have a backpack left over. That'll go on him. That's my theory. That's my plan. Let's see if it works. That's 62. And 63. Yeah, why someone added a 4-foot Space Marine? I mean, I'm a huge fan of the setting. I love the lore, I love the models, but I would never order a 4-foot Space Marine. That's just beyond geeky for even me. But fair play to the guy. Oh, whoever's doing it, if they want it and it's that and they want it that badly, then fair play to them. But yeah, it's not something I'll be ordering. Not anytime soon, anyway. Maybe in another 20 years, I might ask for one to be custom built. Stick it behind my door. Yeah, I dread to think as well. It's going to be at least 4 figures, I should imagine. I couldn't think of it being less than that. That's supposed to go in there. There we go. So we get his back in there like that. And while we hold that, I just realised I need to shave off a little bit of plastic there. There we go. Just smooth that bit out of it. And then we should be good. Good morning, Steve. Good morning. How's you doing today? Up bright and early, has he? And I'm looking for 64 and 40. Let's see if we can find 40 first of all. I found 140. $64, which is a torso. Should be on here. Well, it looks like that one, but with a circle on it. There. That's 96. 64. There we go. See, that backpack one doesn't help at all because all the bloody backpacks look the same. That really doesn't help. And we need a 40. And we need a 40 as well. I can't fucking find a 40. I can find a 140. Well, I can't find a 40. I've noticed a bit of a pattern occurring here. Oh dear God. You can write underwater, but you can write other words as well. Steve, that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. That is a really bad joke. Right, it's going to want us to now. Now, if you're following the instructions, this is going to be a heavy bolter, dude. This is going to be your heavy weapon guy. I'm not following the guide. So I need to go find myself a bolt pistol, which will be that one. Nicey, nicey. And then a chainsaw arm, which will be 26 in this case. It's the advantage of having spares from other sets. Had I had known this in the first place when I bought the other set, I would have already built them as World Eaters. But I didn't know at the time. I didn't know I'd be getting all this. Otherwise, I would have already had some Khorne Berserkers. Instead of just one. Go on, any more for us, Steve, and brighten up the morning for us. Some very bad jokes from over near the Mersey. You know, there are two sides to that river, so in case you're wondering, I know where he lives now. You ain't got a clue. It's a bloody long river. That has two sides. Right. Oh shit! Nearly dropped that off the page then. So, standard shoulder pad. And embossed shoulder pad. Oh right, yeah, he gets the heavy weapons backpack, doesn't he? That's why I can't. That's why I'm going around looking for it. I should be looking on the heavy weapons sprue. Oh, I am looking on the heavy weapons sprue. Right, okay. See, it says 40, but the only one that has the indent thing that it needs is actually 140. Oh no, there's 139 as well. Both of them have the indentation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's all right, yeah. I'm just gonna swipe 140 for this guy, even though it says 40 on it. I'm used to the fact that these don't really have any. It's more about a boat. With ferry across the Mersey. So it's more about the boat that crosses than the actual river itself. Let's clean up some of the things. I've never heard the Mary across the Mersey before. So it's ferry across the Mersey to the land. Yeah, with having relatively, yeah, I'm not that far from it, so both of those songs from that area are well and truly in my head. Well, I know them both Ferry Across the Mersey and obviously You Never Walk Alone, depending where in Liverpool you are. That song could be quite, how could I put this? Meaningful. Yeah, meaningful will do. So You Never Walk Alone and Ferry Across the Mersey. Although if you carry on down the ship canal, you'll end up in a better city. Bass. Body. Feet. Glue. Plunk. Over there. Plunk. Over there. Thank you. And a head. I need a head. He's headless. He's headless! I need a head. I know I have some nice spare heads, as opposed to the unhelmeted ones. I don't like unhelmeted heads. I want to be extra careful with the pokey bits. I actually end up cutting my finger more than that, which is nice. And he's going to have a nice spiky head. See? Nice spiky head. The cat is still sulking with her collar on, with her big lampshade round her head. She's still sulking. Well, I am looking at heads though. And I'm going through my spare sprues. Pardon me again. Oh, pardon me. I'll be back in 1 second because I'm going to have to get something to sort this out. Garbage gone. Let's hope that helps. I hope that helps. I really do hope that helps. We need a head for that guy yet, don't we? You're not getting that cool head because you're being awkward. You're getting the dickhead, see? The other dickhead's the one using the big axe. Which is that fella. No, I don't have one of those big axes. Another one. So nobody's getting that yet. If I make these as standard World Eaters, then any extras that I get in the World Eater set, I'll be able to hopefully be able to make a couple more of them to flesh out the other units. So hopefully I get two of those big axes. I hope, because they are nicer big axes, and Corn would like it. That's 3 done so far. So 29 and 30. I don't even know which one to start looking at, to be quite honest now. 29 and 30 are both half. So there's 30. And there's 29, right? That was easy enough to find. I like them ones. These ones are alright. You may get a spiky head because you're being okay. No worries, you have a good day, and I hope you have fun at work. I'm assuming you're going to work. I might be completely wrong there, but I hope it's an enjoyable day for you. I'll speak to you later. Then the other ones, well, most people probably won't get the ferry anymore across, with them having that thing called like subways and just be able to get the train straight underneath. Makes it a lot easier than having to wait for the boat. You're going into town. Well, have a good day. Enjoy yourself. A nice sunny day in town. So now we're at what? 31 and 136. Once again, what's better? I can't find 136. Or I know there is. I found it. I found the backpack straight away. I'm clipping it out now while I found it. I've got to go to the gym this afternoon as well. I'm not entirely sure I'm feeling up to it, but I need to go. I missed Monday. So 31. 31. It's that one there. It's 2 tunnels and trains. Yep, that'll do. Well, it worked, didn't it? We got off the train. We got on the little underground trainy one, and then it dropped us off near yours-ish. And then we just had to drag all the plastic bags up there. Plastic cases. Drag them all up there. And we were done. It was a good weekend, that. I enjoyed it. I'm not quite sure Ezra enjoyed it as much. But this time I can, if we do go back, I'll go with more of a balanced force. Yeah, everyone's kind of figured out what's happened. I went with a force to face Stee, and instead of faced Ezra. So you go prepared to fight elites, and you end up fighting guardsmen. Doesn't work out too well for the guardsmen. See, they're both left arms, but that's a right. Is it? Yeah, that's a right hand. That's a left hand. I need more bolt pistols. I need there's my other arm set with bolt pistols, and this is a right arm. Yes, good. One of them. And a chainsaw. So unless it specifically tells me to get a chainsaw and pistol from there, I will be going for my old sprues first. Just so I don't accidentally clip out one of the ones it's going to make me use later. Well, it's going to request us to use later anyway. Oh, a head. I've got a backpack there, I've got a head, and I need shoulder pads. Does it tell me what shoulder pads it wants me to use? It's just 2A and 2B. Train to be. 9 and 8 part of it. Yeah, they are. Cool. So I'm just going to take them two because they're right next to each other and it's simple enough. And a head. And a head. Dude needs a head. Dude needs a head. No, it wants it to be one of them ones. Okay. I'll give him one of them ones. As long as it's got horns in it, I'm alright. As long as it's horny. The side. So a little drop of glue on one arm. And let's glue that in place. There. And a drop of glue on the other arm. Pop that into place. Now let's do show. Now I did clip 2 shoulder pads out. I know I did. There's one of them. There's the other one. Found it. So yes, if you are following this as this is how to do the magazine and build it how they say. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not building it in that manner. Just in case you turned up late and wondering why is he putting chainsaws on everything. Because by the end of this magazine, we will get more world eaters. Hello, Swirly Blood Moon. Good evening. Good evening. Glad you come and join us. We are taking the Combat Patrol set or magazine and taking the Chaos Legionaries and telling the magazine to go, I want to build world eaters and put them together out for a wish. It's not how they want you to do it. It really isn't. But it's a fun part about this hobby. You don't have to follow the instructions. If you can kit bash and change so that the army looks like you want it to, then that's awesome. So I won't be having any Black Legion. Even though I will go through in a moment how to paint Black Legion through the magazine, I won't be. I'll use my little man over there for a reference, but that's about it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Even though it's got to 6, it started at 3. 7. Are you actually going to make me do any with chainsaws and bolt pistol? 1, 2. 2. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Let's find number 1 and number 2 in this one. This is issue number 30. This is issue number 33 of the Combat Patrol magazine, but issue 34 came out today in the UK. So we got the 3rd sprue in the bases and the painting guide. I've just had to go back to issue 33 to go through the building section. And it's more so I can get the torsos right and not mess up which fronts go on where. And if I do feel like I could change any that would be beneficial for me, then I'll make a few changes. But generally, I'll go through the standard building procedure. So in this case, it is part 1, part 2, and part 3 that will make up his body. 1 and 2 being the legs, part 3 being the front of his torso, and then 1, 3, 1 will be his backpack. But let's make sure we clean up the. See, if you've clipped it wrong and there's a little sprue bit like that bit there, don't forget to clear it off. That will not look nice when you're painting it, as I found out with Space Marines many moons ago. It'll clean up any of the lines that are not going to be nice and they're going to stand out too much when you paint it. Be careful if you are using a scalpel like I am, you do not wash the slip. Try and use a blunt blade if you can. That way there's less likelihood of you slicing through your finger. Less likelihood, not a guarantee. Night Lords. See, that's what I tried painting that one for. That was my little Night Lords when I was testing. So, I mean, it's possible to build them into Night Lords, but they just look like blue Chaos Space Marines. And let's face it, Chaos Space Marines do not want to be that shade of blue. It's too much Ultra Smurfy. We don't do Ultra Smurfs. Ah, crap, I forgot to dry fit this. Crap. Oh, there we go. I was lucky. I almost fucked that one up, didn't I? Oh yeah, he's gonna be liking his chainsaws. He's gonna be liking his chainsaws. Number 3. Ooh, this one's got a bit of a tabard on it. That should be easy to find. There we go. Number 3. Bit of a tabard on it. Boo-be-doo-be-doo-boo-boo. Clip those bits out. There we go. Is everything cleaned on that? Or at least clean enough for me. Might not be clean enough for you. By all means, clean up as much as you wish. I'm not going to tell you not to. Just that I am Laz, the lazy mini painter, so I don't necessarily do everything. I am not a professional. I do not do commissions. Oh, I'm up here now. So now I was supposed to get another bolt gun, but I don't want another bolt gun. I want another bolt pistol and another chainsaw. So let's go find the old sprues. Let's see if I've actually got any. Right, that one's. Oh, wait a minute. No, that one's got a bolt pistol on it. So there's a bolt pistol. Is it the right? Yeah, and we've got a chainsaw there. And I think that should be us pretty much done with these 2 sprues once we've done these. And you'll have these sprues if you bought the Kill Team box set from Natman Gauntlet. I think it was Natman Gauntlet. The one where you got the Corsairs. Yeah, the Eldar Corsairs and the Chaos Marines. That one. But you do get some nice ones. So if you get the upgrade sprue for like the Kill Team, you do get some nice bits on like this claw hand, which would go quite nicely for Night Lords. You also get some other bits. Where's he gone? There he is. So you get some nice knives if you wanted to go more Thousand Sunny or like smoke grenade. You could easily go double knives with obviously flesh coming off it, but it all comes from that upgrade sprue that came with the that comes with the Chaos Legionaries Kill Team. So you also get the big axe and a few other nice little bits as well, including I think you end up, because I don't think you get that gun in the standard Legionnaires kit, which I know a lot of people want for Havocs. But you do get quite a few bits extra from that one upgrade sprue set, which is nice. It's always nice to have extra bits. All right, so we have that. Now we need shoulder pads and a head and a backpack. What backpacks did you have? Doesn't show. Oh, 131. Can I find backpack number 13? There it is. I did find backpack number 131. It was right next to 136, around about the middle of the sprue. Right there. Oh, 125 US. Damn, you're getting fleeced on that import tax. You are getting ripped on that, mate. I don't even know how much it is over here, to be quite honest. I'm saying you're getting ripped on it. I've got no idea how much it actually is for me to buy now. I bought it a long time ago. Well, I'll say a long time. I bought it a couple of years ago. I think it cost me £125 for the entire box, and that was the Kill Team box, not just a Kill Team. I got 2 Kill Teams. So how much is the equivalent? Oh, it's Hand of Archon, which is the Dark Eldar one. I wanted to do the equivalent of the Corsairs, if they're there. Yeah, Kill Team Legionaries, £46. Holy shizen. Is there another one that I'm missing that I should be able to see and I can't? I don't know, 42.50 for the Corsairs. Nemesis Claw 46, yeah, and that's the one with all the nice upgrades and everything that's specific, that more designed for Night Lords, isn't it? Oh, it's £46. That is such a rip if it's charging you that much. This magazine, let's see, I should have a copy over here. Hopefully will give us US. American dollars is $21.99, $9.99 over here weekly. So it's $22 per issue. Now, for the Legionnaires that I got in this, it's spread over 2 issues, so that's like what, $44, and you get a Legionnaire sprue. I should say you get 3 Legionnaire sprues. But yeah, $22 is going to be. For the entire Combat Patrol, £100 we pay per Combat Patrol box, but this will be the old Chaos box that you won't be able to get anymore, including the old World Eaters box in a few months. That's no longer up for sale. So you get the Juggernaut or Lord Invocatus. I think is it 10 Khorne Berserkers or 20 Khorne Berserkers? I can never remember. No, don't do that. Back to Games Workshop. Why am I going to Games Workshop? I don't want to go to Games. Yes, I do. I want to go check out the Combat Patrol box and what you actually get in it. That's the Emperor's Children one. Right, so the new World Eaters one is when you get the Demon Prince and the Lord of Executions in. That's not the one we will be getting. We will be getting the old one. The old one. Which comes with the... I think... Oh, God's sakes, how many windows have I got open? I've got the list for this somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where it is. Combat Patrol list. There we go. Let's zoom that in a lot, please. Let's try 200%. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to get 10 Jackals, 20 Khorne Berserkers, a Mauler Fiend, Lord and Juggernaut, Attilan Jackals to go with whatever we get from Chaos, which will be where we're getting the second Legionaries now. Next 2 issues will be the Havocs. Then the 2 issues after that is the Hellbrute. Then it's the Race Guard. Then it's the Terminators. Terminators are a single issue, which is nice. So we're getting a fair bit regarding chaosy stuff. Wrong one. Does help if you click in the right place. So it will be $22 per issue. So that's how many issues? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 9. About 19 issues for 2 combat patrols, but just for the Chaos one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's 8 issues. So £20 an issue is 20, 40, or 20, 20, 40, 60, 80, 160 plus the £2. About $176 for the old Chaos Combat Patrol. Well, it's still cheaper. It still works out cheaper. And that's 5 Havocs, 10 Legionaries, 5 Chaos Marine, 5 Chaos Terminators, and a Hellbrute for this one. And as I said, you get a Mauler Fiend with the other side, which comes with the World Eaters towards the end of the. I think the Mauler Fiend's actually the last model we get. I've forgotten which one I'm doing. I'm doing this one, aren't I? I will remember. My memory is just awful. It just takes a while for it to kick in a bit. You can have the little spikes. The little spiky heady. I want you to pull the spiky heads first. For some reason, I think Khan likes spikes. I know he likes skulls, I know he likes blood, but I think he likes spikes as well. And for those paying attention, no, I am not gluing my gun barrels out. These are toy soldiers at the end of the day. They do not need their gun barrels drilling out. Which means that there's probably, I don't know how many people screaming at me going, you've got to drill them out. And then there's another load of people going, good on you, we don't drill them out either. So it's entirely your option. Just remember that. Always your choice. From colours to pretty much anything else you do on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I'm halfway through now. So only 10 and 11. After this, I've still got to go through the issue of Combat Patrol, yeah. Okay, right. It says that bit should be 11 and the body bit should be 10. But that bit's quite clearly labelled as 10 for the legs. These Combat Patrol instructions are not great. There's far too many flaws and bits and stuff missing. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I went through a local. Well, I say a local. I went through a third-party printer to do my Assault Terminators because Games Workshop were just taking far too long. So I got somebody to print out some other ones for me, and they look good. I said they do look good. I'm not doing them any justice, to be quite honest, just because I'm not a very good painter. Same as with these Chaos, I don't think I'll be doing half as much justice as other people will be to this unit. But I also ended up ordering spare parts just to make up that unit. I think it was extra hammers and shields I ended up ordering. 1, 3, 2, and 12. There is 12. And 1, 3, 2 is a backpack. Okay. Now, I don't know if Rogue's Den Hobbies can ship to the Australia at the moment. I know he's been having a couple of little issues trying to get things exported. But hopefully that will all be resolved soon. Bullhead. So front of torso, head. Shoulder pads, which are here. And sometimes you really do have to pay attention to which ones you're clipping off, because some just look a whole lot better than others. Some really just a lot better than others. Temporarily out of... Yeah, it was out of stock over here as well, so I don't foresee them putting that one back out anytime soon, in fairness. Eindelijswij. There it is. 132. Right next to the heavy bolter. So I'm not sure how often... I don't think they will be doing kill teams that have sold out now. You might get an upgrade sprue instead. Oh, I hope so. Because, let's face it, being able to customize your army into the Legion that you want is a big selling point in Games Workshop. It's a huge selling point. I'm still happy about the fact that you can run your own army. And by that I mean you can pick your own colour schemes, your own army name if you need to. You can go through quite a lot and just over personalize the entire set for it. I need another bolt pistol. There we go. It's a good job I got that other spare sprue, otherwise I would be really stuck right now. One, two, three, four, five, six. Right, I've definitely got enough to be able to do chainsaws for everybody without having to resort to sticking hands on things. Or chopping up arms for that matter. Oh, this one's already got a shoulder pad as well. Excellent. So I'm going to take 56. I don't know if 56 is actually with it being a shoulder padded one. Let's keep that to one side and use a different one. No, fuck it. No, we are going to use this one with the shoulder pad already on it. Balls to it. Just got to try and get it to go on right, that's all. Which that is, isn't it? And that'll be because of the holster there. That is not good. Games Workshop will do, though. A giant replica of the... What they don't realise is that's going to get more eyes on them. The bloody idiots, that's what they are. And I know they've got to be seen to be protecting their IP or they can lose it, but they could just say, look, you're not monetizing it, but go ahead. We're copyright claiming it, we're just not going to stop you from doing it. I mean, if they're not actively protecting their IP, then they lose it, don't they? So somebody can just take it off them. That's how that 20th Century Fox debacle happened. Because somebody did 21st Century Fox way before they'd even thought of it. And then when they do come around to going, oh, well, we want the license for 21st Century Fox, it's like, I'm sorry, someone's already got it. James Workshop does have backwards logic. Sort of Games Workshop, Citadel. However you know them, the dirty robbing, overpricing, lecherous little knob stains, whose hobby I love, but whose business practices I abhor. Absolutely, no, I cannot stand their business practices. Which is why I will not buy direct from Games Workshop. I will always buy third party or even non-official Games Workshop if possible. That's this fella done. Now, is it this fella we're done for next? 20 and 21. 4 more guys to go. Chaos Marines are a lot more difficult than bloody normal Space Marines. There's 20. Snips right in there and off he comes. Same with the back of that one. And the bottom of that one. Hey, we have a set of legs for 20. Now I need to find the back for 21. That was good. I just looked down and saw it right there. What front does he get as well? He gets 22. So I might as well clip that out while I'm at it. So I'm not looking for it. So he gets 22 for his front, 21 for the back. Elliot Graham, and no, speaking of third-party retailers, is Graham's Rogues Den Hobbies that I got my Assault Terminators from. They were supposed to be Assault Terminators. They just ended up that way. They just looked too good for me to not make them as part of the first company. So yeah. Rogues Den Hobbies. In fact, Grim, while you're here, can you ship to Australia? Just asking for Swirly Blood Moon because they're Australian and they want some. They're after like Night Lord bits and things like that. If anyone I know who could do it, it might be you. Could get some pretty gnarly melee weapons, axes, things like that. That will enjoy smashing their way through stuff. 138 for a black backpack. 3913738. There we go. So you can ship pretty much anywhere except for the EU and Ireland. Okay. Then I am going to pop a little link into my description. Let's just get back to, there we go. Copy. Now have I got to go through, I don't know if this will work going through there. And if you use the code LAS10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off. But as Graham's just said there, he can ship to pretty much anywhere apart from the EU or Ireland. So have a browse through. I've just dropped my shoulder pad, not my shoulder pad, my backpack. You know, the things that I'm not getting enough of. I really need to not lose the damn things if I can. If you fall, please say you've fallen in the Aldas Bruce. No, right. Have you fallen in with my blade? No. Lots of pieces of paper. Lots of dry brushing paper. Now, last thing I dropped fell down into that section, but it's not there this time. It's not fell down there. Please don't say it's fallen in that bag. Not a problem. Not a problem, Sweller. I mean, I don't know how much it is a work in progress at the moment. It is building up there what they have for sale. So there's a lot of fantasy ranges. There's a lot of other ranges as well. Space Dwarves look nice, I've got to admit. I do like the look of the Space Dwarves. It is the Space Bears that I bought, but because of the slightly upscaled, because they're supposed to be bears, not. So they are a bit bigger than normal Marines. Their normal Marines are about Terminator size, and their Terminators are about Centurion. So with a little bit of creativity, you can get different unit titles, whatever's there. I have lost a backpack, people. I have lost a backpack. I'm just going to be on the floor for a moment trying to look for it. So it's about 25. See, that's still, it's cheaper than 125 Australian dollars for upgrade sprues and things. I mean, even if it worked out, you save just $20. But you get everything you want and you get everything you need. $20 is $20 at the end of the day. So any saving is a good saving, as far as I'm concerned anyway. That's issue 31. That's an old base. Where the fucking Nora is? I need to clean up under here. I really need to clean up under here. To a ridiculous degree. Oh, for crying out loud, it couldn't have gone that far. It can't have gone that far. Where's the bloody Nora? I'm not going to find this until after the stream, am I? Fine. I'm just going to have to look for it again later. The Omnisire no longer maintains these ones, so I don't think it's going to be too bad. Hope it's not too bad anyway. I have the backpacks for all my actual Marines, so I'll just crack on. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 backpacks left, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've still got 4 backpacks left and 4. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need another backpack. I do need another backpack. They've only given me enough backpacks to physically do the amount that I've got. I have no spare Chaos backpacks. Well, I do. Where are you? Yeah, you're no, not you. You. You're losing your backpack. Sorry, Chief. I'm just going to take his backpack. There we go. I found a backpack. Does mean I've got to trim that bit off though, because I've blatantly just ripped the damn thing off. Like you do. Sometimes brute force is needed. Whew. Chainsaw. I will get through to reading today's issue, by the way, but I will be flying through the painting section. I mean, absolutely flying through it. Because it is relatively simple. If you're painting Black Legion, once you've done these, paint them all black. All black. Then all the trim is gold. You want Reichland Flesh Shade to shade the gold. You want to paint any skulls ivory. And a bit of an agrax on them if you want. That'll be what I'll be doing over all these skulls. I'll be putting agrax. Over them all, and I'll show you why soon. Now this one's going to be a little bit more difficult to line up because it's not got the bumpy thing on it now anymore because I snapped off somebody else's back. So where all the others have that little square peg to put it into, he no longer has a spare peg or square peg even. I'm just going to have to hope it glues properly. Fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed. So nobody go telling me to Mars, all right? I've given him a backpack now. He's got something there. See? He's going to get a head in a minute and some shoulder pads. The Dark Mechanicus don't have to come and hunt me down. Vashtor can stay where he is. So can Belisarius call. He can go get nothing all. I'll sort it out myself. Let's face it, they're all a bunch of numpties anyway. Do not make me pin a backpack. Do not make me pin a backpack. That is just not fun. That's not fun at all. It does help if you have a bit of raw plastic for it to be able to glue to, though, doesn't it? It does. It does. Otherwise, it just ain't gonna bond like you want it to. See? Now it's a bit of raw plastic. It went on no problem. A little bit in there for his head. turn into actually looking down his bolt pistol. So there we go. See, we get there eventually. I've not put shoulder pads on at least 2 of these, however. Yeah, there we go. So I've not got shoulder pads on this one, and I've not got shoulder pads on that one, which I've just spotted. So in that case, we're going to take this incredibly spiky one. I mean, really spiky. Look at that thing. I think that thing's going to hurt. Don't stand on it. It's going to hurt. It looks Lego level of pain. I'm going to put one shoulder pad there. So the shoulder. I knew that was going to fall then. Slide this one up and on. There we go. Let's bring you down. And you, good sir, can have... You've got little horns, haven't you? You can have loads of skulls with the little horn. And that flat one. We're almost there now. Almost there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more. Go on, hurry up. This is taking far too long. Put together a unit of 10 guys. It's taken me an hour and a half, nearly an hour and 40 to put together 10 guys. I don't know, maybe if I shut up, that might help. But then what would be the point of me here talking to you? So there we go. That's that one. So now we're down to 95 and 94. Nope, this is the right way around. 95 is the leg and 94 was right above it. 2 pieces close together. Wonders never fucking cease, do they? So they can plan a sprue, they just don't do it very well. 95. $94. 96 is the front bit. 96, there we go. 96. Now again, you're going to want bolt gun and fucking one knob. I don't like them having. You did pre-assembly. You painted before pre-painting before assembly. I can't do that. I don't know why. For some reason, I just can't envision light sources and things. They're just completely up. So yeah, it's one of the things I can't do. I can't do the painting in sub-assembly and then put all together afterwards. I just naff it up. It's not my biggest skill, but now, what backpack do you tell me to put on this guy? 137. 137, there it is. So I know I've got one guy there that needs a backpack, but I wasn't sure which number it was because it wasn't numbered properly. So I've left it off for now, and he's just going to get whatever backpack's left. Which I've got a feeling he's going to get the one that either gets that or gets on the other. Yeah, it's going to be that one. I've got a feeling. The one with a bit missing. So now we're up to, we need to find a chainsaw and bolt pistol, which should be easy enough. We should have lots of chainsaws left now. Which does mean I'm going to have a lot of chaos bolters. A lot of chaos bolters. I don't suppose it's a bad thing. I could always convert a few of my older Space Marines if need be. Oh, so like little, you've done some assembly and then left it, and then right, I get you. If I was smart enough to do that, that's what I would have done with my chaplains. Sadly, I'm not. Oh, come on, you've been working fine all day. Don't start messing about with me now. Come on, come on. Sada. We can do it. We can do it. Oh, I get to have one looking left. That's good. As I said, I didn't get enough bases in my issue. So if you only got 9 bases like I did, please complain to Hachette to get your bases or your missing base. I just happen to have a few spare. So it wasn't a huge loss for me not having 1 base. On a worst case scenario, I could always cut one out of hardboard if I really had to. I mean, I could have, if I was in the mood, use the fancy bases that I got from Rogues Den Hobbies, but I've got an idea for them to become my Vanguard veterans with jump packs on those fancy bases. So in case you were wondering what I intend to do with them, that is your answer. They're going to become Vanguard veteran bases. Because I measured them all up the other night, and they will fit fine. So yeah. Firstborn's getting upgrade. And then spiky shield. On that side. I know Steve's thinking, oh, you've got world eaters. You'll have world eaters soon. So yes, I will have world eaters soon. That does mean that I will be able to bring a Chaos Force to play. Also bring a Guard Army to play as well, or another army. Or an Arc Army. Or a myriad of different Space Marine combinations for an army. You just don't know what I'm going to play. But it's nice to have spare armies so other people can play. Because not everybody collects, but some people want to try it. So those of us who do collect, if we have enough, it's always nice just to be able to go, yeah, I've got an army you can use. There you go. You're not having it, no. Cost you a bloody fortune, you've got to buy it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. 2 more to go. I think that was the one I've just done. 137, 94, 95, 137. Yeah, that's the one I've just done. Yep, last two. 45 and 44. 44's this side, 45's all the way over there. because that makes sense. You couldn't have put it like that, swap them two round or anything. No. That would have been stupid. Putting them closer to each other so you can actually find them easier. That would have just been a daft thing to do, wouldn't it? So we're on to the last page, which is the last two Marines. So 44, 45. Helps if I get the snips in the right place, really, doesn't it? Swirly, if you are in Discord, by the way, if you go through the channel, there should be a Discord link in there. If you want to join up, have a chat, post works in progress, finished models, things like that. Feel free to join. It's completely free as well. So I'm not one of these who has a Patreon and 96 other ways for you to be stuck behind a paywall. I'm quite glad to say I do not get stuck behind a paywall. I'm not big enough. Which means everyone gets to come and play. Which I do like. I like having people be able to come and play. Not necessarily play the game, but at least come and give opinions, have a chat. General hobbying stuff, really. 46 is there. It's the last one of the little ones. But has the next guy got a tabard? No, he hasn't. I'm going to have a couple of tabard fronts. Pardon me again. Come on, let's see if I can actually get these done within 2 hours, and then hopefully it'll just be a 3-hour stream while I'm reading through the rest of the magazine. Or the other magazine, should I say. The one that's down there, because this is the building one. Awesome. I mean, I didn't want to pressure you into it. It's just like, it's free to join. There's not many people in there, which is nice and quiet. So it means it's another good thing is you're not going to get bombarded with 1,000,000,006 people going all the time. It's quite a quiet one, which I'm grateful to a certain degree, because it means I do get to speak to you all more on a personal level rather than things getting lost due to lots of people putting things in that I've got to scroll through. But it's also a nice, very small community in there that are quite friendly. Not everybody does the hobby, but everyone's enthusiastic about the paint jobs and how things go on, how people get on. Although there are a few people in there that do put me to shame. If you're still watching Twisted, I'm talking about you. You and Graham. Both of you put me to bloody shame. And one of you gold leafing fucking Gulliman, and the other one's just, probably, I've got to say, the best base maker on the internet as far as I'm concerned. So don't let that put you off, though. They are good. Alarms going off everywhere. Have I got alarms going? Don't tell me I've got beeps and stuff going off that I can't even hear. Have I got beeps that I can't hear? Nope, I don't have beeps I can't hear. That's good. That's good. I thought things were going off on me. I don't like it when that happens. It scares me. My computer making noises and I don't want it to is not a good sign. Now I am surprised. I thought Cam might have been here today. Just to see how my newest faction's starting up. Are you on that base? Yes, you are, but you're not in the right angle. There we go, that's better. Yes, that was the Inspector Gadget song theme done very, very badly. Very, very badly indeed. Now I've got to pick 2 shoulder pads. In this case, I'm just going to go for the 2 that are next to each other, just to make things simple. Yeah, Chaos Legion. Well, these left the Legionaries. These just joined the World Eaters Warband. It's like, not that. I'm not painting my armor black. I like red. Red's easy. Red comes out of people. Don't have to paint your armor. I might just put that on the wrong way around. I have. Because I am an Egypt. There we go. Now the backpack it wants me to put on is 138, which is this one underneath the heavy bolter. Yeah, it's going to be 142 for the last one, so it's going to be 139 that I end up with the bit missing. That has to go on that fella there. That's how you know when you're too used to doing this, is when you know when I could just come back later and I'll have the spare part that I need. That's not a great. That's when you know you put way too many of these together. Anyone else with spiky heads? Any more spiky heads? Spiky heads, spiky heads. I know I have one more on this one, but I'm just checking my others to see if I've got any. Nope, I haven't. Right, okay. So the last spiky head I've got is that one. So that means he's getting this one. Blood for the blood god. Skulls for the skull throne. And just while I'm finishing this off, if there is anyone who is familiar with the Miniature Tavern, which I'm guessing there are going to be 1 or 2 people who might be, and you like Dungeons and Dragons, I believe there is going to be soon a Dungeons and Dragons campaign on the Miniature Tavern site or page, and I'm going to be part of it. So once I have more information, I will post it up as a community post so you can all see. Obviously, that would require you to subscribe and like and stuff, but you already knew that. And when it does go live, hopefully you know about it. I am playing a particularly foul-mouthed character, much to the chagrin of other people, because apparently their channel is quite family-friendly. And nobody told me that. So, yeah, that didn't work. Within about 5 minutes of going on there, yeah, I was swearing. So, that's why they didn't live stream. They need a bleep button just for me. Nice. So yeah, take the blade off thing, you put it on longer hand. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. I know why I didn't think of it, but I wish I thought of it. I've got some storm cast sprues down there with essentially the longer handles. So I could have done that. But I didn't think of it because okay, last piece is 55 for the chest. Oh, part of me wants to put 106 on. But something tells me it's not going to fit because I'd have to cut all that off. So 55 it is. Although I do have some nice chaosy fronts there for customization now. Chop up a few primary marines. Well, see, this poor DM. Most of them are American. So obviously my colourful language is a little bit more colourful to them than it is to others. So, Chaos Space Marine Lords and Terminator bits to make see, I don't know what the bits are like from the Chaos Terminators. I mean, I'm going to find out eventually because I'll have some, but I don't know what the bits are like. So I'll have to have a look through. Hopefully I'll get some nice bits out of it, and then when I do finally start getting the World Eaters through properly, I can make some nice bits, some nice pieces. But until then, I need a chainsaw and a head. There they are. I like the look of that one better. Looks more cleavery. So yeah, I am looking forward to this campaign. Now we've only done session 0 essentially, but we did get up to a little bit of hijinks during that session 0. So that should be fun once the editing's been done. Let's glue this arm on. And find another pistol arm. Poopy doopy doopy doo. I want a nice looking pistol. I'm going to go for that one, number 42. It's a big spike on it, almost like a sight. Not that World Eaters aim much, but yeah, it looks like a sight. So there's a big spike for a sight. Should be fun. Should work, I hope. Come here, you little shit. There we are. So now we need the backpack and a head. Now I don't have any more heads with big spikes on it, but I do have some normal little helmets. What's that one look like on the front? That was a little bit spiky because he's got like 2 tusks. Baldur's Gate 3. Well, we're essentially playing that same rule set, but we get the expanded books and stuff, so I get to be a Forged Domain cleric. We have a knowledge bard, which is essentially a wizard bard. He reads a lot instead of singing. So we have a knowledge bard who is somehow, not quite sure how we've managed this, him being a half-elf, me being a dwarf, but we're drinking buddies. My dwarf gets drunk. 5th edition, 5th edition, not 5.5. So we're off the original 5th edition, not the new 2024 update, where they decided to take all the actual good things out and then just go, oh, we don't want to offend anyone, so anyone can be anything. No. Orcs are orcs. They have rules. They have rules. They have racial traits. Dwarves are dwarves. They have racial traits. One of the racial traits is they don't like knife ears. which I quite happily play into, even though I like elves. But I'm a dwarf, so I don't like elves in this instance. Which is why it's odd that I've got a drinking buddy as a half elf, especially an intellectual one. Whereas my character's not dumb, but he's not the brightest either. He's just average intelligence, and he is not charismatic at all. He's actually quite, yeah. He has a -1 in charisma. He's got +2 in intelligence. Is it? No. 10 in intelligence, -1 in charisma, +3 in wisdom, +1 in dex, +2 in constitution, and +2 in strength. And it doesn't matter if I don't have the correct strength for an armor piece. I can still wear it because I'm a dwarf. I don't get burdened by being under strength for armor. So there's the last guy put together. I just need to do the last backpack now for gentleman here. Yeah, exactly. Although I've got a feeling I won't be getting wah, I'll be getting wah out of the bloody bad. Because he's going to try and do something, and hopefully I'm going to save. And then I'm going to have a reason to smack him in the mouth with my hammer. Because if he tries what he did to one of the other players, I've got a better chance of saving it than the other player did. So that should be fun. I'll let you all know as we get to it. So there we go. This is the last guy done now. Last backpack. There are the 10 Chaos Space Marines, all done with chainswords and bolt pistols. That should be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can move out of the way because you're not actually part of the unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. We have 10 World Eaters, obviously the one that's already been painted for the base color scheme. Very gold and red. And we have the Lord Executioner, who's going to be one of the leaders. I need to get another one so I can boost them up a little bit more, because I'm going to have Havocs that also need to have them in, and then that'll make another 10. Yay. Right. Today's issue is issue 34. Pardon me. So in today's issue, they're going to tell you how to paint these, which is really simple. You paint them all black, then get your lead belcher and any parts that are metal. So the strapping, the metal ribbon, any bits on the guns, any chainmail pieces, and bits there piping around the mouths. Paint all that in lead belcher. Nice. Sonic. I am twisted. Good morning. Did you hear? Were your ears burning by any chance? I did mention you. Right basis. See, that's how you do D&D. You sell your ship to pirates and kill all the pirates, get your ship back. Lots of chain axes. They could do with them, in fairness. That's what I need to do. I need to make chain axes so I can have the eviscerators. Thank you. So yeah, once you've done it all black and you painted all the silver bits, lead belcher, come back in with all the trim. Every little bit of it is all going to be painted in Retributor armor. have fun with that one. They've got loads. Double check your model, triple check your model. There'll be bits that you missed. Once you've done all the gold bits, leather bits are done in Catachan flesh, and then you want certain cloths down around the groin area. They will ask you to paint them red. Did I paint mine red? No, I didn't. I painted mine more of a dirty colour. But again, I went over, I got the trim places gold, anywhere that I needed silver, everywhere black, some places red, and these plasma pistols got a bit blue as well. So for the loincloth, do that red. There is so much trim on Chaos, it is just stupid. It also wants you to trim to Mephisto red the handle, the hair, and the eyes. And then any skull sections that haven't been done gold. So whereas that's been done gold, there's 2 skulls hanging from. Have I got him? Have I got one with that on him? No, he's got a book. I thought I had one with that on. Apparently I don't. But there's 2 skulls hanging from that. Paint them ivory or wraithbone, as wraithbone is the colour that they've give you. And again, any little teeth spikes or, I mean, I'm going to have a lot of them to do because almost every helmet I've got has got these. So the inside of those, up there, I did them wraithbone and then give them an Agrax wash afterwards. And then it's coming back through with Corax white. So strappings and some of the skulls and the backpacks and some of the skulls you want brighter than the ivory that have not been there as long to do in Corax white. Rakarth flesh for the melter gun, tubey bits for the weapons. And then we get onto shading. So pretty much anywhere you've done black or metal, you're slapping null oil over it, and including red in this case. And the skulls. And so null oil in pretty much everything that isn't gold or wraithbone at this moment. They will get a different wash. So even the guns, the weapons, the handles, all null oil. Then you come to the actual, anything you've painted wraithbone, you want Agrax Earthshade to make it look bony. And any of your gold sections, you want to wash with the Reikland Flesh Shade. And if you do everything that they've said, you'll end up with an army that looks like this. Or if you're like me, you paint it black, zenithal it white, then paint it all and then paint it all red. And then you can do the same thing with the trim and with the gold trim and the ivory sections with the washes. But you end up with instead of it being black, you end up with it being red for a World Eater. And that's pretty much the only difference is when they've done it black, I've dry brushed the very front of it or zenithal it with an airbrush and then painted it red. I put a lot of funny faces, Steve. You should know this. So again, if you're going through just some of the others that with bolt guns, it's going through all the silver bits that is caught, all the gold bits, the red tabard and clothy bits, just to give them all a nice uniformed colour and a nice colour scheme overall. But that is what your unit will look like if you follow their guide, which is quite a nice little guide to follow. Black Legion's not a bad army at all, don't get me wrong. It's just I'm running World Eaters because of what we get at the end. So now into the lore sections. We have been doing a lot of building. We've been here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I might as well do some reading for some lore. So we're going to learn about the 13 Black Crusades. Now these are what most Chaos Space Marines take part in, including the World Eaters and the Black Legion. Both of those. Death Guard take part in it as well, but we don't get Death Guard this time. Oh well. Black Crusades are horrifying incursions of Chaos Space Marines into the Imperium. They are led by great warlords who take their troops into Imperial territory to continue the long war against their ancestral enemy. Of all the Black Crusades, The best known are those that were led by Abaddon the Despoiler. 13 Black Crusades of Abaddon the Despoiler were some of the worst chaos attacks known to the Imperium. Over thousands of years, citizens lived in fear of another, apparently unpredictable attack from deep in the Eye of Terror. However, these were not poorly coordinated raids that many took them for, and the Imperium had misunderstood the genius behind Abaddon's plans. Each crusade weakened some vital objective throughout the galaxy, many of which were barely understood by even the wisest leaders of the Imperium. Finally, during the 13th Black Crusade, Abaddon's plans came to fruition. The largest Chaos army ever seen descended on the galaxy and the fortress world of Cadia. After a deadly struggle, the army tore down the mysterious pylons on the planet, destroying Cadia and beginning a chain reaction that led to the formation of the Great Rift. Holy shit! Abaddon's a bit of a badass, isn't he? Blow up a planet, split the galaxy in half. Not many others do that. Yeah, Twisted. I've been on for a while now. We're into hour 3, and I've not been for nicotine. Let's bear that in mind, in case you're wondering why I'm getting all energetic and. I've not been for a cig for ages. So Imperial dates. In year 781 and Millennium 31 was the first Black Crusade. Abaddon invades the area around Cadia. His armies lay waste to many worlds, and Abaddon recovers a potent demon sword, Drachnian. We all heard about that last time. Then we get to M32, and year 597, you get the second Black Crusade. And the third Black Crusade in year 909. While the Space Wolves battle the Demon Prince, Abaddon's forces desecrate the tomb of a saint, thwarting an ancient prophecy. Not bad for the third Black Crusade. The fourth was year 1 of Millennium 34. Abaddon and his army lay siege to the citadel of Cromarch. Cromarch. They shatter an ancient barrier and kill all inside. Millennium 35, year 723, was the fifth Black Crusade. I'm not going to read through everything that happens on all of them. Sixth Black Crusade was in year 901 of Millennium 36. Seventh Black Crusade was in year 811 of Millennium 37. The eighth Black Crusade was year 999 in Millennium 37. Ninth got to Millennium 38, year 537. And then the first year of Millennium 39, we get the 10th. And then 300 years later, we get the 11th. Then in Millennium 41, which is the current setting for Warhammer 40,000, we get the 12th Black Crusade. Abaddon assails the Gothic sector. He destroys a star and makes his escape to the Eye of Terror with 2 Blackstone fortresses. 2 big things. And the 13th Black Crusade. The massed armies of chaos invade Cadia, tear down a series of pylons on the planet, allowing warp storms into the galaxy that lead to the formation of the Great Rift. He also takes one of them Blackstone fortresses and just crashes it into the planet. That's how he blows Cadia up. He takes a planet-killing station and just blows it the fuck up. Oh, well, that's good. At least you're not... Yeah, you're in the land. I would love to be there right now, because at the moment this is hurting. So I'd love to have that at the minute. Oh well. So now we get the warp. And we're going to learn about, funnily enough, we're going to learn about Khorne, who is the patron god of the world eaters. Yay! Khorne is one of the ancient chaos gods, a being of endless malice who is worshipped by many followers. Khorne is known by many names. To some, he is the blood god. To others, he is the lord of battle. But whatever title he is honored with, the name becomes synonymous with death, rage, and bloodshed. Khorne is nothing but a being of pure wrath and violence, and it matters not whether it is his foes or his followers whose lifeblood is spilled to feed his unquenchable thirst and lust for death and battle. Khorne is depicted as a towering figure of might, clad in brazen armor and seated upon a gigantic throne, which sits upon a mountain of skulls. In his hand is a sword of utmost destructive power, the dread blade known as Warbringer to some and Warmaker to others. It is said that when Khorne swings his sword, reality itself is rent asunder, allowing the demons of Khorne's legions to spill out from the immaterium into real space to prosecute their master's bloody designs. Khorne likes to hit things hard. He hits things hard, and he runs forward and hits things again. That's why I like it. Couple of the unique Khorne units. So we have Scarbrand. Scarbrand is an eldritch terror who once dared to challenge Khorne himself. As punishment, he was stripped of all but his pain and torment, and now he's nothing more than a murderous weapon. He's a special bloodthirster. He's a named type of bloodthirster. No worries, Beaky. You have a good day, mate. You have a good day. I've just realised it's like 12:15. It's like, wow. This is a lot longer than I expected. And I have a text message. I have an appointment tomorrow. I didn't know about that. We also have, you can get terrain for them, which is, in this case, is the skull altars, which are these. It's actually a terrain piece. Whenever the legions of Khorne do battle, they raise monuments to their bloodthirsty patron in the form of skull altars. Khorne's faithful fight ever harder in their presence to bring tribute to their mighty lord. So yeah, where we're going to go stick our skulls for the skull throne. Now, a standard one for the demon side, in this case, are blood crushers. Now, they are blood letters on the back of big stampeding things. It's great. We will be getting something similar, but with a world leader on the back, which will either be a Lord and Juggernaut or Lord Invocatus, whichever one you build it as. But blood crushers are heavy cavalry of Khorne's demonic legions. Blood-letter demons sit astride their juggernaut mounts, ready to stampede towards enemy lines and break even the strongest position. Yeah, they run in fast and they hit hard. You got to remember that. Skull cannons. Now, I don't think I'll be getting one of these in any way, shape, or form. A skull cannon is a vile fusion of the mechanical and the demonic. Dedicated to Khorne, these monstrous creations of flesh and steel rain down doom on the cowering foes of chaos. So if you're going pretty much just down the demon side, that's what you'd be looking at. Bloodthirsters, bloodletters, blood crushers, skull cannons. If you're going down the marine side, you don't get a lot of that unless you take certain detachments. But you'd have to go by the codex to know that. Next, we have weapon abilities. There's a lot of these. I didn't realize how long this issue actually was. There's a lot of these. So, weapon abilities. Assault weapons. So, if it has the assault keyword, to summarize it, you can advance and still shoot. Rapid fire. Rapid fire X. Increase the attacks by the ranged weapon by X when it is within half range. So bolt guns generally have a 24-inch range, rapid fire 1. So you get an extra 1 shot if they're within 12 inches. Ignores cover keyword. Weapons with the ignore cover in their profile are known to as ignore cover weapons. Each time an attack made with such a weapon, the target cannot benefit from cover against that attack. Now, that's any benefits that they would gain from cover. So if there are additional rules apart from just the +1 that they would gain from cover, that wipes them all out. Twin-linked. Twin-linked weapons allow you to re-roll the wound roll. Twin-linked weapons are useful, especially like twin-linked las cannons, anything where it's a 1 shot and you can do with that re-roll just for the times when it misses. Pistols. Anything with the pistol keyword. Now, a pistol can be shot even if the bearer is within engagement range of enemy units, but must target one of those enemies. Cannot be shot alongside any other non-pistol weapons except by monsters and vehicles. So you can use your pistol just running forward as a normal range weapon and bang, 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 bang. But if you're in melee, you can still in your shooting phase go thunk right into the guy in front of you. Remember that. A lot of people forget you can use pistols in the shooting phase, even if you're locked in close combat. Don't forget that because it's a lot of extra shots. Torrent weapons. If you've got the torrent keyword, usually it'll have a random number of attacks, but it's guaranteed to hit. You roll the number. It's really like using a flamethrower. You know it's hit. You just got to see how many times. So which means it doesn't pair well with lethal hits, which is the next one. Lethal hits. If you have lethal hits on your weapon, then any critical hits, which is a natural roll of a 6, will automatically wound the target. No wound roll is needed. Just go straight through to the armor save part. Lance. Weapons with lance in their profile are known as lance weapons. Each time an attack is made with a lance weapon, if you have charged, you get to add 1 to the wound roll. Now that's actually quite big. Sound effects? Oh, did I do sound effects? I can't remember. So yeah, a +1 to wound roll is pretty big. So if you've got something that's wounding on 5s normally, so you've got these chainsaws, they're steaming in to strength 4, 5 on the charge because they're going to get +1 attack and +1 strength and +2 attacks on the charge. So strength 5, but if you need 5s to hits, 5 or 6s to wound, adding that +1 means that you're now wounded on 4s or 3s. It can jump entire strength brackets just by having that +1 to the wound roll. Indirect fire. This one's pretty much self-explanatory. Can target and make attacks against units that are not visible to you. If no models are visible to the target when it is selected, when making an attack against a target with indirect fire, subtract 1 from the attack's hit roll, and the target gets the benefit from cover. Unless you have special rules that don't do it. So you can just like mortar over, but take 1 off your hit roll. So if you're normally hitting on 3s, you're hitting on 4s. Orcs, not very reliable at all. And the target gets benefit of cover as well, unless you have ignores cover, as stated earlier. The precision keyword. When targeting an attached unit, the attacking model's player can have the attack allocated to a character model in that unit visible to the bearer. So if I was to stick him with those 10, and then some annoying little sniper comes along and targets them, normally it would just bump off one of these if it did enough damage. Because it's got the precision keyword, you can he's taking the damage. Special character takes the damage. I want that little dead. Handy for taking out characters, but you do need to take quite a lot of it to focus in on that. It's not necessarily the best mechanic to build around, but it's certainly handy to have it. Blast. Now you'll see this one a lot. So blast weapons, you will roll to see how many attacks you get. And for every 5 models that were in the target unit you selected as a target, rounding down, you get to add 1 to the result. So here's its example. You've got a blast weapon with a characteristic of 2d6. It targets a unit, contains 11 models. And the roll to determine how many attacks made is a total of 9. So you add the extra 2 from having 2 full sets of 5. So it becomes 11 attacks against that unit. So you add 1 attack for every 5 models, rounding down. Can never be used against targets that are in engagement range of any units from the attacking model's army, including its own. So you can't target units that are in engagement range with blast models. It does not work. You don't want to be blowing up your own models. That's not good. Melter. Melters will come with a melter and then either 1, 2, whatever the number is. And that will increase the amount of damage the weapon does within half range. So if it's a melter, here it says melter X. So it's D6 damage with melter 2, and you're in half range. So 9 if you're got an 18-inch range. It'll be D6 plus 2. So it's definitely better for getting rid of chunkier, heavier units. We usually have a good AP on them as well, something like -4. So taking out your tanks, your big heavy creatures like Angron, Demon Princes, things like that. Melter weapons are good. Anything with the heavy keyword, if you remain stationary, you get to add +1 to your hit roll. It's that simple. It's that simple. It just makes you more accurate because you're staying still with it. Stay still, target, boom. Las cannons, heavy bolters, usually stuff carried by infantry. If it's a heavy weapon, you won't get the heavy word on a vehicle usually because it can just move and fire quite freely anyway. So that's a big shot from the Space Marine Codex where it's showing you heavy bolter, plasma guns, sniper rifles, plasma pistols, bolt guns, melter guns, shotguns, flamers, missile launchers, assault cannons, force weapons, lightning claws, and chainswords. It's missed a crap load off there because you've got las cannons and plasma cannons and thunder hammers and power swords, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff it's missed off there, but that's just a rough idea of some of the weapons. I think we should have some more rules coming through. Yeah, there we go. Hazardous. Using plasmas, you will know about this one, especially when you overheat and kill someone because you roll a 1. So after the unit is shot, roll 1 hazardous test, which is a d6, for each hazardous weapon used. For every roll of a 1, one model equipped with a hazardous weapon is destroyed. If it's a character, a monster, or a vehicle, it suffers 3 mortal wounds instead. So a character can't kill himself outright in one shot with a hazardous weapon, unlike standard Hellblasters or any World Eaters or anything with a plasma pistol. Just, overheat and burns. Dead. Characters and big things take 3 mortal wounds, which usually won't kill them, but you don't want to do it too often because it will eventually. Sustained hits. Now, this is how you can get a lot of extra hits. I like this one. So, sustained hits, you'll have a sustained hits X. So it'll have a number somewhere. And each time you roll a critical hit, you will get that many additional hits. So if it's sustained hits 2 and you roll a 6, that ends up being not just 1 hit, that ends up being 3 hits. So it's the hit you rolled for initially plus the sustained hits 2, which makes you get 3 hits from 1 shot. That's awesome. You can double out with like lethal hits. So the one that hit automatically goes through to wound, and then you've got 2 more to roll. You can stack on a lot of damage that way. Extra attacks. It's pretty straightforward. Weapons with extra attacks in their profile is known as extra attack weapons. Each time the bearer fights, it can make attacks with that weapon in addition to whatever it chooses to fight with. The number of attacks made with an extra attack weapon cannot be modified by other rules. So no +1 attack for charging or anything like that for extra attacks. Nope, it's just a straight profile. So who do I know that has extra attacks? Somebody's got extra attacks. Who am I thinking of? So let me just go get these big list of card things and we'll see if anyone's got extra attacks. I'm pretty sure somebody had something with extra attacks on. That's Eldari stuff. Eldar. Dark Apostle, Havocs, Legionaries, Hellbrute, Tyranid, Prime, Von Ryan's Leapers, Bad Ones. No. I don't seem to have anything with extra attacks on. How peculiar. Unless I'm thinking of full data sheet rules. If I'm thinking of full data sheet rules, then that's probably why it's not going on the combat patrol rules, because they've not given you the full rules. The next one is anti. So it'll have an anti-keyword X. So it'll be either anti-infantry, anti-vehicle, anti-monster, anti-character. Whatever the anti word is, it will automatically wound it on the X number. So if it's an anti-infantry 2+, doesn't matter what the toughness is of that infantry unit, you will always wound it on a 2+. If it's an anti-vehicle 3+, doesn't matter the toughness of the vehicle, you will always wound the vehicle with that on a 3+. Anti-psycho is another one. Anti-psycho 2+ will always score a critical. Oh, sorry, it's a critical wound. So it'll score a critical on that 2+, or that 4+, or that 3+, whatever the anti number plus is. That's when it scores a critical hit, or a critical wound. Sorry. So ridiculously overpowered if you can get anti whatever mixed in with devastating wounds. You're triggering devastating wounds on that much lower number. That's powerful. That's a nasty one. You have to keep a lookout for that just in case somebody brings it to the table and you're not ready for it. Speaking of bringing things to the table, we have scenario 22, Servants of the Gods. So to run this scenario, you have, again, one of those boards. You have the Chaos deploy at this side. So yeah, it says use battle map 1. And the opposition deployments that side. We don't know what the opposition is yet. The Chaos player gets to choose. So the Chaos Space Marine player chooses which of the Chaos Gods they serve from the options in the following pages. Based on their choice, the opposition player takes the troops that are indicated in the scenario. The troops must fight to the death in order to determine who is victorious in this scenario. In deployment, the Chaos Space Marine player takes the Dark Apostle with 2 Dark Disciples and a unit of 10 Legionaries and deploy them in their deployment zone. The opposition player takes the indicated troops and deploys them in their deployment zone. In this mission, the two forces are arrayed against each other in mortal combat. Mortal combat! Sorry. The side that destroys all their opponent's units claims victory in the scenario. It's that simple. So let's see what you can pick from. So if you pick Khorne, your opposing player gets a Librarian in Terminator armor and 5 Infernus Marines. If you choose for Tzeentch, then the opposing player gets 5 Infernus Marines, 5 Guardian Defenders, and 5 Termagants. So no HQs, no characters, but lots and lots of infantry. If you choose for Nurgle, then the opposing player gets a Tyranid Prime and 10 Termagants. And if you choose for Slaanesh, then the opposing player gets a Farseer, a 10 Guardian Defenders, and the heavy weapons platform. So that's a bit. It's quite a lot of selection actually. If you look at it overall, it's like all Space Marines for Khorne, all Tyranids for Nurgle, all Eldar for Slaanesh, and a bit of everything if you choose Tzeentch. That sounds like it might be the harder one, really. I know it sounds odd, but it does sound like it's going to be the harder one. So you obviously, once you've won each victory, so you had beat the Space Marines, beat the Tyranids, beat the Eldar, beat a bit of everything, and then you've got the Chaos Undivided down here at the bottom. So those who have won a victory in the name of each of the mighty Chaos Gods can claim the honor of serving Chaos Undivided. So if you win all of them, then you get a little chuffy badge of being Chaos Undivided. And you'll play through that as a normal game at that point. So you would roll to who's going first, take first turn, and then play through it round after round after round. So let's say the Chaos went first, so it'll be command phase, movement, shooting, charge, fight, and then next person's, which would be the opposing team. And then they would do the same until one side is completely wiped from the table. Go. And that is the end of the issue. Oh, that's not too bad. It just took me 2 hours to do all that. That bit went easy. So what are we getting? I don't know if I'm saying what we're getting. We know what we're getting. Next week, we will get part 1 of the Havoc squad. Now, Havocs are the heavy weapons squads for the Chaos Space Marines. Nice. Well, off you go then, Steve. Off you go. Pubs are open now, mate. Grab us one while you're at it. And you've now got 2. That's quite an upgrade, that Swirly. That is quite an upgrade. From 2 to 7. Nice little zing, zing, zing. Yeah. Big sticks with zzz. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, Havocs, they're the heavy weapons squad. So here you can see he's got the auto cannon, a missile launcher, a heavy bolter, a las cannon, and then the sergeant of the squad looks like he's got a plasma gun and a chainsaw. I don't want any of them. I just want the base torsos and backpacks so I can stick chainsaws and belt pistols on them. So yeah, that'll be fun when we get them. But they're spread over 2 issues. So the next 2 issues we'll end up with what is probably a Chaos Space Marine sprue, or half a Chaos Space Marine sprue, and then a heavy weapons sprue to go with it. It's going to be weird. But that's going to be the next 2 issues. So it's 35 and 36. What else are we going to cover in that? So we're going to cover the Chaos Renegades and Armory of the Damned in the next issue. And the one after that is Engines of the Damned, and we'll actually cover Zinch, just like it covered Khan in this one. That was a nice little, that's actually quite a nice little issue, that, because it does cover all the weapon abilities, which is something that's hard to keep track of unless you've sat there and read through book after book after book after book after book after book after book, and it's now just drilled in. I'm not saying I'm a mental case, but yeah, it's certainly held its place in there for a while. Let's say that. So that's the models that we got last week put together. I'll try and there we go. Now if you're painting Black Legion, then you'll paint them all black, gold trim, and the washes as issue 34 tells you. If you're doing for World Eaters, it's similar. You just want to do red before you start the gold trim. And pretty much the same basis from there. You can change anything that's red for a different color, more of an ivory or a, something like a cloth color. Change it that way. That usually helps out. And that way it's not too much red all over it. Oh, yes, I'll have a cup of tea, please. And Sparkles has just come down to offer me a brew. That is brilliant timing because I'm just about to finish on here. So thank you everybody for coming to see me today, and for I'm going to say new subscriber. I don't know if you have subscribed so early, but I'm going to say thank you anyway for coming to see me. And Twisted, Steve, Graham, Buzzard, Ali, anybody else that I've missed. Al, how can I forget Al? Al has been here doing this with me as well, but he's had twice the amount that Al's glutton for punishment. What can I say? I've done 10, he's doing 20. Oh dear. Good luck with that though, mate. Good luck with that. And thank you for coming to join me while he was doing it. I will be doing the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak again tomorrow night. If I can get some of this done today, I might do an extra one tonight because I did miss Monday, but I'll have to see on that one. I'm not sure. But tomorrow night, definitely the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak. If I don't get on tonight, then next Monday's Models and Musings, I will do World Eaters just so we can start on them. I've not completely finished with my Terminators, but it's hammers that I've got to go over and just get. I can't figure out how I did the first one. But enough of me waffling on. Thank you very much for everyone joining me. See you tomorrow night, hopefully. If not, please drive safe. And yeah, later. Now, I struggle with this because I do that and then I click and it never works. So let's try that again. Drive safe.